TVO kids! Welcome to my apartment. My name is Sadie Evelyn Marie Stranks, but you can call me Sadie. I'm represented by Warren Beatty at AAV Talent, and I'm coming to you live from Toronto, Ontario. Well, to me, being environmentally friendly simply means being aware of your actions. Every decision we make affects the earth in one way or another, and once you gain that perspective, it forces you to be conscious about every decision you make. Now, when it comes to being environmentally friendly, I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. In fact, I walk everywhere. I use my own 2 legs or public transit to get around. I never rely on cars because they're not great for the environment. And I always drink my water out of a reusable water bottle with matching metal straw. Oh yeah. Most importantly though, I'm a vegan. I have not eaten meat since 2016, and honey, I don't miss it. And can I just say, it has never been easier to be vegan than right now. Check this out. Vegan mozzarella sticks. That's a thing. Now, I'm willing to bet that some of you at home are thinking right now, but Sadie, my carbon footprint is out of control. What do I do? Well, never fear, I have some awesome tips just for that. First and foremost, the easiest way to lower your carbon footprint is to recycle. And if you want to take it a step beyond the blue bin, why don't you try repurposing your items before you throw them away? And speaking of that, I always buy my clothes from thrift stores and used clothing stores. As well as when I'm done with an outfit, I like to give it to charity. It's so good for the environment, making sure our clothing doesn't end up in landfills, and honey, vintage will always be in style. My vision for the future is a world where humans and animals are treated as equals. And I mean, why not? Animals have a consciousness, a heartbeat, and they feel pain just like we do. We will never achieve equality so long as we continue to take advantage of those who don't have voices. I've had a lot of fun talking to you guys about the environment, but now I'm going to share with you some of my other passions. I'm an actress. I studied acting for camera and voice at Seneca College. I'm also great at drawing, and I have a passion for fashion. I believe that clothing is wearable art, so I try to have as much fun with my wardrobe as I can. I'm also a very, very big advocate for mental health well-being and feminism. When I'm not acting, I take my neighbors Arlo, Rooney, and Sky to the playground every day. Those girls are in the 4th grade, and they are smart as a whip. I am absolutely certain they're going to be amazing world leaders one day. Hey TVO kids, welcome back to our show. We are so excited that you want to learn even more about the environment, so I brought in a special guest. This is Ellen.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited that you're here. So Ellen, how old are you?
I am 21 years old.
Ooh, good age, finally an adult. I also hear you're a bit of a fanatic for the environment.
Yeah, it's something that I think everybody should care about, and I definitely have had my fair share of interests in it as well. So yeah, it's something that I think I try to be actively conscious about in my day-to-day life.
Would you consider yourself an advocate?
Advocate, yes. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say that I'm like an activist, just because I have like an immense amount of respect for people who go out there and, are doing initiatives and like really protesting for what they care about. And I agree with it completely. I just think that I wouldn't consider myself that because I'm not really doing that myself. But I do think that it's important to note that I think I do this, and I think a lot of other people do this as well. In your day-to-day life, you do your best to try to be an advocate in your like immediate environment.
I think that's such a great answer because it shows you really respect the people on the front lines, but also that you acknowledge that every day there's opportunities for, even just us at home to be advocates and activists in our own special ways. So expanding on that, do you have any tips for reducing your carbon footprint?
I think it's important to not overwhelm yourself, especially maybe if you're new getting into kind of being environmentally conscious. I mean, recycling is an awesome thing to do if done correctly. Also, just little things, like turning off the lights when you're not in a room, or not running the water more than it needs to run. Just little things.
So what do you want the future to look like? Like, what would be the perfect world in your opinion?
I think the most important thing for me that I would love to see is just people and humanity as a whole coming together and realizing that this planet is something that we got to take care of. And the problems in this planet are a result of humans, and that's why we need to kind of fix that ourselves. It's a humanity issue, I think. And
that's the thing, is that humans, we're There's no question. We are definitely like the problem when it comes to climate change and pollution. But if we are the problem, that means we are also the solution.
Yeah, I completely agree. And luckily for us, we're still in a point where we can make reversible change. So hopefully that's something in the near future that humans really start thinking about, that and the environment is important and we need to care about it.
And that's the one issue that I think really would unite us, because this is something that has nothing to do with like class, race, gender, sexuality, or anything else that our society likes to use to divide each other. Because, hey, we all live here, we all need the earth to survive. So I think that if we did all come together for an issue like this, maybe this would be the thing that would unite us and show us that we don't need to ever be divided, that we can be stronger together.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, Ellen, thank you so much for coming on to TVO Kids. It was such a pleasure having you here, and I feel like you gave our viewers some new ideas.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.